Darryl, career high in both assists and points in your first home game of the season. How's it feel?
It felt good to get back out there. You know, played here last year. Kind of familiar with some of the fans, the arena. It felt good to get back out there. You know, get up and down, compete a little bit. We didn't get to win today, but it felt good to get back playing Mississauga, Paramount.
Darryl, Andrew Danlin with Raptors Republic. I'm wondering when you learned to weaponize that hop, step, land on 2 feet, go back up with it. Like, was it in Baltimore growing up or at college? At what point did you realize that's like a huge weapon of yours?
I don't know. So just playing basketball. I mean, as you go up, you know it get harder. Guys get more athletic. Guys are longer. And a lot of my coaches always tell me play off 2 feet. You play off 2 feet, you got a good base. You know, guys trying to block shots, you can up fake off 2 feet, showing the ball, those type things. And that just kind of slowed the game down for me as well. You play off 2, you could pump fake, see the floor a little better. So I don't know, it's just something I kind of learned just through playing, and I kind of liked it and made it a main piece of my game for sure.
And it's your second year with the team. Last year, obviously, whole new system, but more of maybe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a defensive stopper. And then this year, it seems like, at least through a game or two, a lot of offensive freedom. Are you feeling that yourself, or that's just sort of my speculation?
I mean, I feel like my game my foundation is defense. You know, guarding the ball, creating havoc defensively, trying to cause turnovers, those type things. I mean, you know, like growing up in college and stuff, I had, you know, offensive days, and, you know, it's a background there. So it's there when it's necessary. We were down a couple guys, so somebody had to shoot the ball for them guys. So, you know, I was just a little bit more aggressive, just trying to help the team win at the end of the day. But, yeah, I say my foundation starts on defense for certain, though.
You kind of become one of the leaders of this team, whether by your choice or by coach appointing you. Is that a position that you're comfortable with or used to, or is it something that's going to take time to get used to?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my personality, guys just naturally gravitate towards me. And just with me being here last year, just like the small stuff, you know, just showing them around off the court or showing them around, like, these guys ain't never been around, they never been to Canada, those type things. So the guys just naturally gravitate towards me, and I try to lead them in the right direction and stuff.
Can you talk a little bit about what Mo was like as a teammate?
Muhammad Gee, Mo G. I love him. You know, freak, like athlete. I know defensively I could pressure the ball, just gamble, be a little bit more aggressive because I got him behind me protecting the rim. He's just a good kid. I don't want to call him a kid because we all grown men, but he a good kid, you know. And that's all you could really ask for. He's respectful. You know, we talk, like, throughout, like, on the court, like, those type things. I don't know. Like, I love playing with him. He a good athlete. He make winning plays all the time. And he's a great person, too, so.
Is he as quiet off the court as he is on?
I mean, no. Nah, he not quiet off the court. He definitely talks.
Darryl, what is the greatest expectation you're placing upon yourself this season?
Just the build. I feel like last year I kind of set a foundation, or it was my first year. I kind of like, I don't know. I just want to be better. Individually, I want to be better. As a team, I want to be better. So that's my main focus. My life is too fast to be thinking about March and February, you feel me? I'm just trying to take it day by day, just come in every day, compete with the guys, get better, and just trying to win some games for real.
Hey, Darryl, Matt Cullen from the broadcast. Good to have you back this year.
For sure.
What did you do in the off season to get ready for this year? Did you have some specific training or anything you specifically worked on?
Yeah, I was back in the DMV area from Baltimore, so Baltimore, D.C. area training. I mean, I did summer league with Toronto. I was out in Vegas with them, but mainly I was in the DMV, just grinding, lifting, all that, full workouts, basketball, off the field. I mean, not off the field, off the court, like lifting, getting my body right, trying to stay in shape, those type things. That's really it. I mean, I went on vacation, a couple stops here and there, but mainly in the DMV, just grinding for real.
And then I want to just ask about your injury there today as well. How are you feeling? Do you feel any ill effects? Is that something that helped, that hurt you in the second half of the game there? I noticed you were limping after that.
Yeah. I feel like it hampered me like the third quarter, like after it happened. I just rolled it though. A slight sprain. Just went back, kind of taped it up, took some ibuprofen. I'll feel it tonight though. I'm sure it'll feel a lot worse tonight than what it does right now, but I'll be fine. I'll be ready for Tuesday.
Darryl,
for sure.
Coach talked about Marquise and what he brings to the team as energy-wise,
Yeah.
competition and all this stuff. What have you seen in him as a teammate so far?
I don't know. He just brings just a calming presence to the locker room, on the court. Just knowing you have someone that just understands the basketball game, that just sees the floor a lot different than a lot of other guys. And just like his hunger or like toughness, I feel like that translates throughout the team. He kind of been an underdog his whole life, so he's hungry. He's competing every day. He's trying to win every drill, all those type things. So I feel like that type stuff is making the team better. So it's great having him here. It's great to play with him, and we just go keep going at it, trying to win some games. I love playing with him though, for sure.
What's that like for you, Darryl Morsell, career high points and assists in your home opener, and just the year that you've kind of given him the reins as the leader of this team?
Yeah, Darryl's like having a guy returning who plays with so much force all the time. And last year was predominantly force on the defensive end. This year, to your point, is offense and defense. He's getting downhill. He's making plays. He knows his strengths. He knows like how to really excel, and he's putting it on display.
Another standout player tonight was, this afternoon was Mo. One of the players at the practice that you pointed out, had a good game. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, it's 2 good games in a row for Mo. He's playing really well out the gate. His speed, his hands, the pressure he puts on the rim. A lot of times he's the one rolling and he's creating wide open looks for teammates, and that doesn't even show up on the box score. So he's come out of the gates firing. He had a great training camp with the Raptors, and he's carried it over with us.
Coach, what are McCur's biggest takeaways from a game like this? Like high scoring first half anyway, and then the second half the taps kind of get shut off. What would you say the biggest takeaways are for him?
I would say a lot of the reason for that was the foul trouble, kind of threw off his rhythm. But he's a heck of a shooter. At his size, his skill level, his shooting, it's really unbelievable. He's a threat on that pop, and then once teams start running at him, he can put it on the floor and get all the way to the basket. So he knows how to read the game. I think sometimes we've talked about he can get a little hurried in his time to score instead of waiting for a play to develop. But when you're that height and you have that ability to shoot it and put it on the floor, good things will come from it.
You talked about that foul trouble. I think Marquise also got into some foul trouble early on. How much do you think that kind of impacted you guys' flow? Like you did have the lead, I know, going into half.
Yeah, Marquise is such a smart guy that he can know how to play with or without foul trouble. Ideally, we wouldn't prefer that, obviously. We were just so short-handed today that we couldn't really gamble on having the guys on the bench even with foul trouble. So worked out for Marquise. I don't think he ended up really that close to foul trouble. No, he finished with 2. But MK, on the other hand, he did have to play with foul trouble and then ended up fouling out. So short-handed, we couldn't wait till the end of the game.
Did you expect that, him to check in and immediately foul out?
If I did, I wouldn't have checked him back in.
I guess I should have worded that.
Yeah, no.
Third quarter, you were finding a lot of success when the Skyhawks were blitzing, and then they called a timeout in the middle of the third, and then they did more of a hedge, or they stayed home, and then the offense stalled a little bit. Where was the execution lacking from your perspective?
I'll double check on the tape, but I don't know if they necessarily changed their 5 coverage as much as they took away the advance pass. We were throwing the advance pass is what was hurting them, and they took that away, so our guards started being able to turn the corner a little bit more. We focus, like a big focus of ours is to get to the paint, and their bigs are really up and aggressive to try and prevent that. But we were still able to turn the corner a little bit. a lot of the times we did turn the corner, kicked it out, found a pretty good look, and weren't able to knock it down. And then it felt like every time we missed, we were indecisive on crashing the glass or getting back. And if we don't put pressure on the offensive glass and we don't get back, it's just going to be runouts. And I think that's what really hurt us in the third.
And throughout the game, it seemed like the Skyhawks' approach was going to be shooting from the perimeter, and they had success there in the first half. And obviously, you mitigated that a little bit less, and they had to change their game plan going into the fourth quarter. What did you guys talk about at half to, at least mitigate those threes coming from beyond the arc?
A lot of it was Kasunlal on his pops. He did a really good job popping and knocking everything down. We tried multiple coverages in the first half, whether we're switching or having our fives recover, and he was still just able to shoot over the top. When you're 7 feet, you can probably get it off against a lot of defenders. So in the second half, we tried to be more aggressive on the switches and have high hands on the pass back to make it a bit tougher to get back to him. But sometimes, we can say it's all the defensive coverages, and sometimes guys make shots, sometimes guys miss shots.
Going back to Marquise, we all know about his offensive ability, but he showed some good stuff on defense tonight too, or this afternoon. What did you make of him on that end of the floor?
Yeah, he played a bunch of minutes, and he was still able to keep the defensive pressure up all night. It's just a testament to his fitness, testament to what he's been working on all summer. He does a great job making guys uncomfortable, throwing off the timing of their sets. And, he's a defensive leader for us out there. When you can cut off the head of the snake, it slows down the rest of the offense.
Coach, can you talk, it's only two games so far, but can you talk about his overall impact, Marquise, what you've seen on what you saw on Friday and what you saw today, his overall impact on the court?
Yeah, his impact is huge. And he only had 7 assists today, but it could have been a lot more too. And he had a lot of the hockey pass assists too, where he created the guy who then created the next play. The game, it's like slow motion for him out there, you know what I mean? Like, he can read everything so fast, and he gets into the paint, and he's surrounded by all these giants, and he still is able to make the right read every time. They can't really, when he gets down there, it's not like, it doesn't seem hurried or it doesn't seem forced. So it's really good to have him out there. He gets the ball moving, and then he knows when it's time to attack.
Coach, of course, the nature of the G League is for things to change, but when you have almost an entirely different team from the previous season, how much of the onus is on you to help things click and gel?
Yeah, we were fortunate to have a pretty good training camp, and the guys were able to spend a lot of time together, getting to know each other's habits, both on the court and off the court. So it's the same for every team in the G League. There's really not much carryover year to year. The good part was we did have a lot of these guys in the Raptors training camp, and we do execute the same system as the Raptors. So they did get to spend some time together and get to figure each other out on the basketball side. But it's still early in the season, and we still have more time to do that.
Coach, what do you think the focus is going to be for Tuesday?
Get some healthy bodies. Yeah, for sure. A lot of it, I think, will depend on the personnel, figuring out who we have out there, what we can do. Defensively, we have a few things to clean up. They obviously had a lot of size out there, and they had some success throwing it on the block and kind of going to work from there. So we're going to have to clean that up big time. And then offensively, we do have to make them pay for their bigs being so high up. So we'll find the correct counters and attack them that way. It's always tough. You have a sense based on, you assume that teams are going to execute the same stuff as what their parent club is doing, but to play a team for the first time, I'm not saying you're going in blind, but there is a little bit. But now to have some film to break down and to attack is going to be a little bit better.
Do you think any of the starters are going to be playing on for Tuesday? Do you anticipate?
I hope so. Yeah.
Speaking of injury problems, we saw Mo get taken back to the room in the fourth quarter. Just wondering if you had any update whether he's doing all right.
No update. Sorry.